Today's lesson is on percents and proportions. To start you off, I just want to go over a bar model to help you understand this more concretely. So imagine that you have a candy bar, and this candy bar is split up into 4 pieces. Now if you have none of it, that's 0. If you have all 4 pieces, obviously you have all 4 pieces. Now let's say I want to eat one of the candy bars. That's 1 piece out of 4. Now if I write that as a fraction, that's 1/4. But I can also change this fraction and compare it to a percent. If I eat the whole candy bar, that's 100% of the candy bar. If I have none of it, that's 0%. Now what if I have 1 out of the 4 pieces? Well, that's equivalent to 25%, or 25 out of 100. So today we'll be using a proportion in which we're going to have the parts, which represents the 1 piece that I ate, over the whole, which is the total amount of pieces, is equal to the percent number over 100. So we'll be using this proportion to help us solve problems that we'll see coming up next. If you look at the first practice problem in our notes, we have what percent of 40 is 16. So first thing we want to do is set up a proportion. Now when you set up your proportion, you're gonna set up the 100 right away because this is percent over 100. And since I'm looking for the percent, the question is asking for what percent of 40 is 16, I'm going to put an N for where percent will go. Remember, you just need to use the proportion part over whole equals percent over 100, or percent number over 100. Now in this situation, you want to figure out where 40 and 16 are going to go. Now, in the wording of this problem, anything that usually follows the word of in these percent problems is the whole number. So 40 is the whole and 16 is the part. We're asking ourselves what percent is 16 out of 40. So to solve this, we just use our cross multiplication. So 16 times 100 is 1,600. 40 times n is 40n. To solve for n, I want to isolate the variable, so I need to get rid of that 40 by dividing both sides by 40. And when I do that, 40 divided by 40 is 1, which leaves me with just n. And 1,600 divided by 40 is 40. So my answer will be 40%. So 16 out of 40 is 40%. Okay, now in this problem we have what percent is 1 of 5. So here, again, you set up your proportion. 100 goes right there, well, that's your percent over 100. And again, because I'm asking for what percent is 1 of 5, you're going to write percent, or sorry, the variable for the percent, since I'm trying to find that. And if you look at the word of, the number that follows of is usually the whole number. So 5 will be in the denominator, 1 will be at top, because I'm trying to figure out what percent 1 is out of 5. And to solve, use your cross products. 1 times 100 is 100, 5 times n is 5n. Divide both sides, and that leaves you with 20. So your percent is 20%. And now in this problem we have what number is 5% of 400. So same routine, set up your proportion, percent out of 100. In this situation, I'm given a percent. So I'm going to put 5 where the percent should go, the percent number. Now if I look over here, the other number I have is 400. Now is 400 the parts or the whole? Where I see that the word of is right there, what number is 5% of 400? So since this is after of, that tells me that this is the whole, and I'm looking for the parts. Then when you solve, you should get the following. So 100 times n is 100n. 400 times 5 is 2,000. Solve for your variable, and that leaves you with n is equal to 20. Now in this situation, your answer is not going to be a percent. They're asking for the number, not the percent. So your answer is just 20. And on to the next problem. It says, of 25 students, 76% brush their teeth. How many brush their teeth? Same setup. Your proportion out of 100. 76 goes above 100 because it's 76%. Now it says of 25. Now if you read it, 25 refers to the whole population, so 25 students. And of that, I want to know how many brush their teeth. So I'm looking for that part. Same routine, solve it, and you get 100n is equal to 1,900. Divide, and that leaves you with n is equal to 19. So 19 students brushed their teeth. All right, and on to the last section of our notes. We have 42 is 30% of what number? So again, I'm giving the percent. So 30 would go right here. And it says 42 is 30% of what number? Now in this situation, I don't have any number following of. So that tells me that n should be there. And 42 is the part because 42 is part of this larger number. Solve. That gives you 4,200 is equal to 30n. And when you solve for n, you're left with n is equal to 140. So there would be 140 as a total, and 42 is 30% of that. Now we're going to skip doing the last and final example in the notes. We're going to leave it off here. So if you have any questions, please make sure you ask in class tomorrow.